SolFul is something that's honestly so wonderful to describe, but it's also something that's hard to understand if you don't understand how it got started. And across the entire school district, the school didn't have funding. This was circa 2008, 2009, when there was the economic instability that the United States was going through, and that trickled down to local governments and school districts, and Fullerton was one of those districts that was affected. So they didn't have programs for summer, and they just really needed assistance. So they actually did reach out. Solidarity and a few other churches in the area kind of collaborated and put together a group of volunteers and just kind of like threw together a summer program just to cover the need. And what ended up happening from that first initial year to where we are now in 2025 is really nothing short of a miracle. But essentially what happened is that after we ran that first program, and I actually wasn't even there, but this is before my time, we ran that program and it was a hit. Kids loved it. Community loved it, and so essentially they just ran it back the next year. So year after year, they just kept on doing this program. It was a multi-site, multi-campus program at the time, so there was SolFul here at Richman and other elementary schools in the district, and it was essentially something born out of a need. And then slowly over time, because the program is specific for elementary age students, they would eventually graduate out of the program. So after some time, some of the kids that were there for a few years really fell in love with the program, and technically they weren't necessarily of age to be in it, so they came back. We have some student leaders. In fact, LJ, one of our directors, was one of those students at the time that came back and asked if there was any way to be involved. So at the time, the directors knew that that was very unique to have kids love it so much that they somehow still wanted to be involved, and that's kind of where the student leader part of the SolFul program was born. Essentially, it was like, all right, well, you can't be a student, but you can help us out, like help us plan a class or help set up. And so they just kind of turned into these little volunteers at the time. And so that was pretty much the student leader part of the program. And so SolFul, as it is now, is still a summer program. It's a singular campus program here at Richman Elementary School. We do run now a program in conjunction with Encore, which is the summer program that the Fullerton School District runs. And we do that 3-week kind of VBS minus the B part, right? Like the just summer camp style programming. But then there's the other element that from that initial moment that the students kind of graduated out and then came back as volunteers, that student leader aspect has become kind of the central point of SolFul, that now it's not just adult volunteers putting a program. In fact, it's mostly the student leaders, most of which are from the program itself, who plan and execute the classes. And so it's hard to describe SolFul just as a summer program because it's not. It's a student leader-led vision. It's literally kids from their community coming back and serving it consistently. And so when people come to visit us or they join us for the first time, yes, it's wonderful that we're doing a summer program, but what's most wonderful and really impactful is that the student leaders are the ones who are running and executing and really investing in their community. So for the district to kind of see this and see the legitimacy in it and call us and invite us into it was really, it was a really strong and powerful expression of what SolFul actually meant to the community. So we agreed to it, and in 2024 was the very first year that we had partnered specifically with Encore and the Fullerton School District to run SolFul, and that's when we were able to have extra support and resources and funding. And this year in 2025, it's the second year that we've done SolFul. It's actually SolFul Encore now, so it's kind of this beautiful little like ode to the fact that in 2021 we actually thought SolFul was done because there was no one really to support it. So I joined in 2021 thinking it'd be the last year, but God had different plans for SolFul, and so here we are in 2025, not done, but actually growing and funded, and it seems to be affecting people in more ways than we could even tell right now. So that's a brief snapshot of what SolFul is and where we're at. So the spirit of SolFul is always a collaborative effort, and if anything that you heard speaks to you or touches your heart and you would like to partner or support us in any way, we are always open to that. We have year-round programs that we spend most of our time developing the student leaders that run it. And so we're always welcoming people who are generous and people who want to invest in them. So we'll have opportunities year-round, but also there's the summer program. And if you're interested at all, there'll be some information at the bottom of this video where you can connect with us, and we'd hope to hear from you soon.